Let's do the we should do the clap because last time we
Oh, we
forgot.
should do the clock.
We
Yeah, we
forgot,
did.
and I was like, it'll be fine, and it wasn't. As it turns out, it wasn't fine. It took me like 40 minutes to find the sync point. So,
Yeah.
um, okay, you ready? I guess
Yes.
on one. So I'll like count down like three, two, one, and then on one. Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Did that even get picked up?
I can see it on mine, so mine got picked up. I don't know if yours did. Like it'll look like a big line.
I guess there is a big line there, but
We'll do another one
all
at
right.
the end just to make sure, but that should be fine. That should be. I'm not. I mean, as long as there's a big line, that's all you need.
Yeah.
Um. And we're back.
So
Uh
oh, sorry.
huh. Go on.
So what's funny?
Uh huh.
I was really excited for Final Fantasy 16.
Yep.
And then it's just like something about as it got here, I just suddenly didn't care anymore. I don't know what it was. And it's not that I don't fully care. I definitely still want to play it. But do you kind of know what I mean, or is it just me?
I do know
Did
what you
they-
mean. That
Did
happens
they show
to me.
too much?
I mean, did they show too much? They did show it. They did show the damn thing. I mean, I think I don't know. It happens to me a lot with games, especially if it's like something that doesn't hook me immediately. I mean, I guess you played the demo, right, for 16 or no?
No,
Oh,
I
you
kept
didn't?
pushing it off. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the demo covers like the first couple of hours, like the prologue stuff. I didn't play the
Okay.
demo either. I played the main game, and the prologue until the very end, I found like pretty uninteresting. Not uninteresting,
Okay.
just like not exciting. And
Yeah.
that's it slowed me down a lot. But I get what you mean. Like I played like one of the like one or two dungeons in Tears of the Kingdom, and then I put that game down and I have not touched it.
Yeah.
And it's same deal. Like I was super excited, thinking that I was gonna love it because I really loved Breath of the Wild, and then I don't know. I don't really care. Are you gonna play 16? You should play the demo. Just play the
Yeah.
demo.
I am definitely going to play it. I think still. It was just super weird. Normally this thing can kind of happen if I just like play it and it doesn't hook me, but I just didn't even play this one, and I just like somehow lost like all hype as it was coming out. I don't know what
Yeah.
happened.
I mean, people the vibes out there about it are terrible right now. I mean, it's the discourse is
That hasn't helped. Yeah.
it's
That
very
has not helped.
distracting. I think everyone's like it's not a real Final Fantasy game. Everyone else is like it is a real Final Fantasy game because every Final Fantasy game is very different from
Right.
each other. So what are you
Yeah.
even talking about? Yeah, I on the kind of run up to me, like I played it on launch, like the night it came out. I picked it up and I started it, and I was like, "This is okay." And then I did that thing that I do where I put it down and didn't play it for like a week, and I was like, "Maybe I'm done." And then I booted it up again, and like I'm in love with it.
Okay.
I completely fell for its. I don't want to say like gritty, edgy stuff, but like all of the weird political kingdom
Yeah.
drama nonsense. I really like. Like I think it works really well for a Final Fantasy game. Shockingly,
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. The first time you see a man's throat get slit in a Final Fantasy game, that shit stays with you, dude. Like that's nuts. And they'd be slitting all
Yeah.
kinds of throats. I mean, men, women, children. I mean, it's, they do not care. I don't know.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's cool. And Clive is, I mean, this might be a controversial opinion. I don't know. I don't think there's been a good Final Fantasy lead in a really long time.
Yeah. Yeah, I pretty much feel the same way. Lightning was okay.
Lightning was okay. Titus was okay. I mean, I know
Yeah,
people
Titus was okay.
people really hate Titus. I think he's fine.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I think he's a solid all right.
yeah.
I don't hate him for sure.
I wasn't a Noctis person. Noctis? Is that his
No.
name? Yeah.
Yeah, Noctis is like yeah. I don't like Noctis as a character. I like how he kind of is and acts when he's the older version of him, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, young little boy Noctis not good.
So I was thinking about this when I was playing it, and I was like, this will be the first Final Fantasy. If I finish this will be the first Final Fantasy game I finished since 10-2.
Okay.
Unless you count 14, I did finish like the 14, like 2 of the campaigns there, so I guess there's that. But
I mean, that's impressive for sure.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, like I wasn't a 13 fan, although I always think about going back to it. 12, I really did not like when it launched. Like I think my child brain just couldn't handle the vast expanse. And then and the first time you see like the job system in that game, you're like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then I played 12 semi recently on the Steam Deck. Actually, I got like over halfway, I would say.
Nice.
And I was like, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to see any more of this. But I thought that was pretty good at the beginning as well. But I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something about, and like, if I had to compare this game to anything, which it makes me laugh, like how divisive this game is, because it feels like it's basically just 7 Remake. Like,
yeah.
I think the combat is a bit better, personally.
Yeah.
I mean, people may have disagreements there, but otherwise, like the structure of it is the same.
Yeah, I'm sure it just, if I had to guess, the biggest difference is it doesn't hold itself back by also trying to be this weird, you could play it almost like a turn-based game thing that 7 Remake does, where, you know, it is an action RPG, but you can like do the slow down time while you look through your moves and then like tell the character to just do the move and then swap to the other character and tell them to do a move. Like, you can play it in the weird, like, almost turn-based style they like designed for it, whereas I'm sure 16 is just like full-on Devil May Cry fucking action.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it really is, and you do not control any other party members in 16 at all. So,
right.
I mean, if you know you have a pet and you can give it orders.
Nice.
You can. Obviously there's like a potions system, like a menu for that. But otherwise there's there is like an ability screen, but it's more like Devil May Cry style where you're just spending points to acquire new moves.
Yeah. Okay.
And then they don't really explain it very well. You can upgrade those moves, but it never tells you what it's going to do when it's upgraded.
Oh, that's weird.
I mean, I think in the little video that plays, it shows you if there's like a visual difference, so you can kind of infer from that. But like, there's no numbers associated. It's not like a raw number.
Okay.
Like,
no, that's actually pretty similar to Devil May Cry as well. I don't know if you are a fan of those or played them, but it's kind of the same thing. You just like see the little video of him doing the new version of the move.
It's just funny because like this is a Final Fantasy game, so on some level, I mean, numbers do still kind of matter. Like, numbers fly out of enemies when you hit them.
Yeah.
So you're kind of still paying attention to that stuff. So it's weird that the ability screen doesn't have any of that. and especially coming off of Diablo, which is a game that may as well be
Right.
numbers with a bunch of shit around
Yeah.
it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, they've stripped out all the very heritage RPG stuff like stats and um,
Yeah.
uh, you can equip gear, but it's extremely bare bones, like very basic um, stuff. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the incentive really to upping your gear is that on occasion you'll run into a boss that's like relatively challenging, and you want to be dealing enough damage. Like there will be kind of DPS checks sometimes,
Yeah.
but otherwise the game's also pretty like smooth experience. Like I haven't died at all. I haven't run into any situations where actually that's not true. There was like a cinematic boss fight where they have like a one-hit kill move, and if you don't hit your
Oh.
DPS check on it, you have
Yeah.
to do it again, and that kind of annoyed me. I didn't really get what was happening at the
Right.
moment, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. It's but everything around it, like all of the lore and the writing and the character stuff, Clive is amazing. Like he's somehow all of the weird tropes that main characters are in Final Fantasy games, like sad boy, like
Yeah.
depressive, you know, prince of some, like decayed monarch or what, or monarchy. But I don't know. He does it so much better. The vocal performance really carries it, even though it is very generic sounding at first. Like you'll listen to him. He's
Yeah.
like, why am I even alive anymore? And you're like, brother, it's
Did
fine.
you know? Yeah. Did you know this game is dubbed and animated for English?
I did.
Isn't that an interesting choice?
It's wild. Yeah. I think, I recall, I don't know if you remember this, but didn't Hidetaka Miyazaki say something similar about Souls games? Like whenever he imagines them in his original version, it's the English version.
I think that is correct.
I think that's something similar here, where it's like by the way, it's raining really fucking hard. I don't know if you can hear that, but
It's not picking it up.
dude, it's like raining really hard.
Well, Discord also cuts that stuff out, so
That's true.
your mic might be, but yeah, Discord won't let me hear it.
But so I think because this has like a medieval European feel to it, it makes sense that they would go with English as the default in some
Right.
sense, right? It's kind of like if I play a game that's set in Japan. If it's a Japanese game set in Japan, I always try to play it in Japanese. So I get it, but that is really strange. It proves just how much Japanese developers are like not even just aware of, but prioritizing their Western audience now.
Yeah.
Which is like the opposite of how it used to be.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like when we were kids, Japanese developers treated their Western audience with disdain.
Yeah. Yeah.
But or like people play video games over there?
Interesting shift.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
They have electricity? Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, no, I'm trying to think. Is there? I guess not. I don't think there's an American game that has ever come out and been primarily.
The only thing I can think of is Ghost of Tsushima, maybe.
But
Or
that was.
something
But that was
parallel to that.
it's definitely set in Japan. But they also prioritize the dub over the subtitles and that. The lip sync was for English, and then later I remember because everybody was pissed,
Right.
so they had to go back in and they patched in,
and they did it right.
yeah, a Japanese lip sync.
That's what I was going to bring up, and why I say it's like the closest thing, because I knew they went back and added and it was pretty quick after release too. It's not like it was like a year later. It was like relatively soon, which so other than that though, I can't think of anything that like kind of in the Ghost of Tsushima way they were really trying with the whole design of that game, not just like the redub they did or the reanimation for the mouth, but they were really trying to, put it in that setting 100% and make it as true to like their vision and like make you really feel there. And the only way they really could have taken that up a notch is if they did force like a Japanese dub,
Yeah, I mean, they definitely could have. I think the tough part with video games and subtitles, especially, I remember thinking this, I played it a bit in Japanese in Ghost of Tsushima, and I remember thinking, like, I found it really hard to read the subtitles in a lot of scenes where there was a lot of movement or a lot of action.
Yeah.
There's so much, like, riding on your horse and characters talking. That like if you look away for a second, like you're missing dialogue. I don't know. It's a real shame because I'm definitely like a subtitle movie person. Like if I would rather watch something in its original language than in a dub, but games are
just realized how close that plant is.
Yeah, this plant that sits next to my desk, all the things are getting so long that they're actually hanging down now over me. It's really weird. Yeah,
I've got this tree right here, growing right here. It's the same thing.
Nice. Yeah, that's wow. Are you in Night City right now? Is that
it looks like it, huh? It is like Discord City.
Is that like Roku City?
Oh God.
That's all I know about Roku.
The city background.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. Final Fantasy 16, it's pretty good. I don't want to talk too much like specific stuff because I think there's a lot in there that you might be surprised by. But I've enjoyed the twists and turns that the story is taken, even though if some of it is pretty predictable. But they still find interesting ways to frame it. And all the backdrop, like all the background lore and everything for that world is really smart. And they do something that I think is both really smart and kind of silly, but for a game like this, it's necessary. If you pause during a cutscene, you can press in the touchpad and it will tell you the names of all of the characters in the scene and give you all of the lore that you know up to that point. And it'll do it like for the characters as well as anything they mention. So like if they mention a kingdom, you can hit the thing and it'll be like, this kingdom is located here and blah, blah, blah. And it'll give you like relevant
That's really interesting. Yeah. I don't think that's silly at all. I think that's probably one of the coolest things I've ever heard about a video game.
There's only one example I can think of, and I'm not going to say it because it's like kind of a spoiler, but there's like an example of like a scene where there's like something a little bit ambiguous that a character says that you're like, all right, I could interpret that a couple different ways. And then when I opened up the thing, it just told me the exact thing that they meant. And I was like, okay, I mean, that's helpful. But also, I mean, I would have liked to have worked that out later or something. Right. You know what I mean? Like,
I gotcha. Yeah, interesting.
But I don't know.
Maybe it's a little too good at its job. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. But that is really cool.
It's neat. Yeah.
In terms of, I don't know. I was talking to Merced about this yesterday, and I'm very much just hoping the writing carries it for me. I can always like turn my brain off and get into like some action combat.
Same.
So that'll be no problem for me. But I was hoping the writing and the world building and lore was all going to be what spoke to me. And you've kind of reinforced that I was going to like that. So that's good. It's just a matter of time. I think once I'm like really burnt on Diablo, I'll probably give it a shot.
Yeah, I was surprised by how much I like it, honestly. Like I found myself Like the first time I played it, I was okay. I was like, I'm not drawn in by this. And then certain events happened and the combat started really picking up. And I'm probably only like 8 or 10 hours in at this point. But
do you have Ifrit?
Yes, I do.
Nice.
Yes. I love that they use the same designs every time. Like
Ifrit.
Efrate. There's also Garuda. I've met Garuda.
Odin.
Yeah.
Who's the? It's in Odin. Okay.
Yep. There's
I like the lightning guy.
Bahamut.
Yeah.
Is Odin?
Classic.
I think Odin is like riding the horse, right?
Who's the old man? Is that like Rama or something?
Yeah, I think it actually is. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's the water one. This is just Leviathan. I forget their names, honestly.
Yeah. No. Ramu. Yeah. Rama.
Ramu. That's my boy, dude.
Yeah,
he's my fucking.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool as fuck. Yeah, they're out there. They, I when I was playing this, I had a moment where I was like, they must really like Attack on Titan. Like whoever wrote this must be into Attack on Titan because that's basically how the gods function in this game. Like they are literal just titans. Like people turn into them.
What about kaiju, bro?
Yeah, but like kaiju, I mean, only very rarely are like utilized as like soldiers. You know what I mean? Like in this sense, they like. I guess even calling them soldiers is a little fucked up. They're like nukes, dude. Like they like they basically it's like mutually assured destruction. Like if you bring out your god, they call them dominants. If you bring out,
it's like the line you don't cross in war.
Because at that point, the other one's gonna come out, and then when they start fighting, it kills your entire army underneath them.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's actually they like the game like opens with that, and it is fucking sick. So.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, that's Final Fantasy 16. Go play it. I'd like to talk with you about it in the near future. So.
Yeah. It is honestly just a matter of me being burnt out of Diablo, which I think should, in theory, happen at some point.
So let's talk about Diablo because we talked about it a little bit last time, but I've
right. So I want to ask you some things about it,
please. Wait, hold on before you go on.
Yes.
Let me just say this.
Yes.
You're listening to the Infinite Scale podcast. I'm William Chandler, joined as always by Chris Crossley. We're here. We're talking about video games. Two hot, young, fertile gamers ready to spray their opinions unwanted into the world. All right, continue.
So we were playing the final act together. And we pretty much stopped right at like the end, basically, like the last cutscene or two, and then the final like bosses and story moments were like right there, basically. So what were your thoughts on that last whole bit, that last act?
Yeah, so we stopped basically right before going into hell, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably the highlight for me of the game. That whole last act really is like insanely cool. There's like a lot of cool moments throughout the game, but there's something about like doing story in a Diablo game that's really hard. Like I don't know how they could do it better. But it definitely doesn't do a great job of keeping you engaged all the way through. Like I think the middle acts drag on really long. I was like falling asleep at certain parts, but the ending is amazing. I mean, there's so much so much like cool imagery in that game, and they really ramp it up at the end. I mean, they're like their whole cutscene budget. There's like 2 or 3 different huge battle cutscenes. The stuff with the angel is so funny because it's basically like, I mean, spoilers for Diablo. I mean, I don't want, like, if you're listening to this and you haven't finished Diablo, then probably do that if you care. But the fact that the angel's basically just barely there the whole story and then dies immediately is both hilarious and also like kind of silly. Like they really could have used him more, but I mean, it's I like how clearly it illustrates just how useless he really is. Like as a figure, as a godly figure.
Yeah, 100%.
But anyway, so you beat it before me, and you've been in the end game for kind of a while now at this point. So what do you?
Yeah.
How do you feel? Give me your. First of all, let's hit me with your infinite scale score of Diablo 4. Give me just like a general feeling about where you're at on Diablo 4.
That's tough.
He looks like he's in pain.
Yeah, I don't know how to rate this on the infinite scale, I think. I don't know if I need more time to marinate in the end game or what, but I don't know how to rate it. But
it's like a narcotic. I think like Diablo 4, if you rate it kind of at the beginning, it's probably going to be high, and then if you rate it like in the middle, you're like, all right, and then when at the end, now at the stage that you're at, you're in full addiction. You've succumbed to the numbers, the need for more numbers.
I like it a lot though. That's my just top level thoughts. I really, really, really like it. I don't know how to rate it. It would definitely be positive on the scale.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try to think of it like this. Like maybe Diablo 3 is like a -5.
Jesus, that's very low.
Yeah,
I hate that game
low for me,
and that's lower than I would go
for me. Well, that's just where it is for me.
That's crazy.
And then let's say like Torchlight is like a 0.
Oh, that's mean. Torchlight 1? That game's at least a 1. Okay, all right. You're harsh. Harsh,
okay,
bro.
Torchlight's a 1.
I mean, come on. No, I mean, you got to think of it like this. 0 is BioShock Infinite.
Yeah, so for me, that means a different thing than for you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So then maybe Diablo 4, and that's why I had to present that ratio is like to give an idea of where I'm at.
We're getting the sample
because it's going to be different for all of us. So then maybe Diablo 4 is like around a 2 or a 3. Like I like it more than Torchlight, and that's the most I've ever liked a Diablo-like game was Torchlight. Oh. So yeah.
Wow. So okay, so you were not a you were not an action RPG person before. Before Diablo.
I never played like Diablo 1 or 2.
Okay.
Played Torchlight 1 and 2. Played Diablo 3. Did not finish Diablo 3, not even close.
Okay.
And then I've played the other ones that have kind of come out after Diablo 3, like Minecraft Dungeons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I have enjoyed those as well, but it's kind of just like, just because I do like those kinds of what isometric, is that the like type of game it is? I don't know. Whatever. I like those games, but yeah, I think Diablo 4 is the one I've enjoyed the most by far now.
It is. There is something like there are tangible reasons why it's better than Diablo 3. Like it just feels better, like mechanically.
Right. Yeah.
I think the story is certainly a lot better. The world is built a lot more interestingly, but there are intangible things about Diablo 4. Just the vibes are better. You know what I mean? Like that moment, I was sold on it the minute that those people try to kill you at the beginning of the game. I mean, that's just so funny. Yeah. I mean, I was like, all right, this is going to be sick.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. And then also, like, the first time you go to the big main town and there's just people everywhere, or you
Yeah,
like walk up to a public event and a bunch of people are also there doing it. It's like, oh yeah, this just is a cooler. It has, it just is a cooler version of what came before it. Like, there's just,
yeah.
I don't know,
They've
a
they've
really
really
nice natural progression.
they figured out the loop for sure.
Yeah.
So tell me, because I left off, so you kind of beat the game, and there's like an epilogue, which I did, and then there's like a Tree of Whispers thing, which I did. Um,
Yeah.
but that's pretty much where I left off. So tell me, like, what's the core now where you're at?
So I mean, it's all more or less, you're doing the same thing. It's just kind of how you want to go about getting loot or XP. But there's nightmare dungeons, which you're just doing the dungeons but getting better rewards and more XP. And then trying to get to the next world tiers, which just makes everything harder and give more XP. You, I think, unlock the world boss after beating the game as well, which is just like another big public event you can do. You unlock these things called hell tides, which like a whole area becomes like red and I guess is like crossing over with hell or something, and like all these demons and monsters appear, and you go throughout and like kill them and collect this resource that only drops in a hell tide. And there's like special chests you can open that drop really, really good loot. Those are fun to do. But it is all, you're just doing the same thing. It's just different versions of going and killing shit and getting loot and or XP. But yeah, it's just like a bunch of different ways to do that, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty hooked there for a minute, and I really wanted to get to the end game stuff. And then I kind of just started playing 16 and was like,
Yeah.
all right, well, now I actually really like this. So
Yeah.
I sort of put it off, but I am interested in seeing more of that stuff. Like I want to at least hit level cap before I put this game down. I know what the first season is kind of a ways off too, right? Like
I think it's like a month or so away.
Yeah.
Something.
So, yeah, I'm curious what other classes are like too. Like maybe when the new season starts, I'll just start up a new class or something like that. But I don't know. It's a cool game. Diablo 4 is a cool game. It suffers from the same thing that all of these games do for me, which is like with Destiny 2, all that kind of, Borderlands, anything. There reaches a certain point where you're just in it for the loop itself. Like getting the bigger numbers, getting the, new gear, new whatever. And it stops incentivizing me at a point. So then I really just have to be playing it to have fun. And really the only way that's going to happen is if I'm playing it with like, you or someone who's like kind of along for the ride, but I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. I should do that. I need to catch up. I still haven't even unlocked the third world tier yet because I'm not even 50. I think I beat the game at 48.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, fuck. So now I have to like go and mop up like some side quests or do some random shit and like try to get to 50 so I can do whatever that thing is that helps you unlock that.
Yeah.
It's like a dungeon or something, right?
Yeah.
Cool game.
It is.
They should, I mean, I say they should. Like it's easy, but I feel like Blizzard has so many good properties that they could basically just replicate the Diablo style of game, but just make it like StarCraft or make it like Warcraft. You know what I mean? Like they could do that all the time and they just never have done it. They just don't want to, I guess.
That would be cool.
Maybe it goes against the brand Bible.
Yeah.
The brand Activision Blizzard Bible. We're only allowed to make one game every 8 to 10 years. I don't know. No. Overwatch 2 just came out.
Yeah.
That's a whole different game, dude.
Yeah.
Again, they had to do that.
That's a negative 10.
They had to do that, dude. They couldn't just keep updating Overwatch 1 forever.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. What else you been up to?
What have I been up to? I think it's mostly been Diablo 4 and Magic. Yeah, the Lord of the Rings cards came out for Magic the Gathering. That was pretty cool.
Yep.
The One Ring got pulled in Canada.
Oh shit. What's that worth?
In Canada, there's bounties out for it for like 2.75 million.
That is there's no way.
There's only one. It's the One Ring.
2.75 million Canadian dollars or US dollars?
No, it's a US dollar offer, but okay. It got opened in Canada. So this was unexpected. And Canada has laws against like lottery chance, random chance items and stuff like that. So literally under the Canadian government law, the government can technically seize the card and has ownership over it, and or any profit made from any transaction or trade made with it.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, Canadian government has the One Ring.
So wait, the guy who opened it lives in Canada.
If the guy declines, he has to go to jail for 2 years. Yeah, he lives in Canada, Ontario.
And the government's already on this. They're like, we're taking it.
I don't think that's a thing, but the laws are pretty strict against this kind of thing. So I don't know what's going to happen. There's no way that like, you know, the world is aware that this is like happening in Canada.
Yeah.
Or the world, but you know.
I mean, that's a lot of money. $2 million.
It's a very popular thing. Yeah, exactly. It's a very expensive thing.
He can't just hold on to it, like pretend it has no value. It's just a card.
I mean, if it weren't so public, I mean, yeah, but he went public, so I think he kind of fucked himself.
Yeah. Damn, that's fucking crazy, dude. I mean, if it's worth $2 million now, I can only imagine in like 10 years, it's going to be asinine.
Yeah. I mean, it's a one of one item, so the person gets to set the price. Whoever owns it determines its value.
Yeah, that's true.
In a weird kind of way, you know.
Or, well, I mean, it's just like everything. Like whatever people are willing to pay for it is what determines its value. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, so do they have a system for distributing this, or was it completely random? Like, did they, like, because you said they were surprised that it ended up in Canada. Were they anticipating like it only being released in the United States or something? Or
it was in the U.S. product only.
So he went to the U.S. and bought a pack, maybe, or something,
or like ordered it online or whatever. Yeah, I'm not sure how all that. Like, I'm sure you can buy stuff online, get it shipped to Canada. I don't know that, but I'm sure it's a thing. But
yeah, I bet it is. I mean,
so yeah. I mean, who knows?
Damn, that's fucking nuts. I saw Wizards of the Coast is hiring for like a partnership role or something where they're like somebody to handle like a lot more of those kind of partnerships, like the Lord of the Rings collabs and stuff like that.
Yeah, that would be cool. I've thought about, because I live so close to their headquarters, I've thought about a lot ever since I got back into Magic, trying to like apply for certain jobs, but
there's stuff out there. Yeah, it's applying for jobs sucks, but I'm kind of with you. I feel like I'm headed in the direction where it's time for me to work in games or some industry that I feel like I'm an expert in. Something that I have a lot of care and like personal stake in, I suppose. So anyway, naturally, I am your new product collaborations ambassador, Wizards of the Coast. Never played Magic once in my life.
That's not even true. You have.
That is true.
So let's hear this then, Mr. Brand connection manager here.
Yeah.
So we're fresh, hot off the Warhammer 40K and the Lord of the Rings collab. We've already done Stranger Things, Walking Dead, Fortnite, Street Fighter.
Yeah.
We got Final Fantasy and Assassin's Creed and Doctor Who coming.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next thing you're collabing with?
Listen, this is, I mean,
how do you top all that?
I'm going to be fired for revealing this, but I mean, it's my podcast, so I'm going to give myself a hot exclusive. So, we wanted to keep with the brand image. We want to ensure that our fans of whatever property we bring in and whatever the fan kind of Magic the Gathering looks like, there's a lot of overlap, right? We want to make sure there's a close overlap. So in this case, I think it's a perfect circle. Not even a Venn diagram, just complete circle. So I'm excited to announce the My Little Pony Magic the Gathering collaboration.
That's already happened too.
Fuck. God damn it, dude.
Yeah. I forgot to mention, sorry.
Shit. Are you serious? When was that?
I'm very serious. It was before I started playing again, but I'm not sure when.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way they've done this.
Yeah, no, they have.
Damn it. Yeah, I was right.
Yeah.
Well, there goes that idea. I guess I'll have to do something fucking stupid like Final Fantasy.
Yeah. That'll be next year. Can't wait.
Yeah. It's only a matter of time before it's Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. I can dream.
Would there have to be exactly 13 Organization 13 cards?
I hope so. In the Lord of the Rings set, there's 9 different Nazgul.
Oh, really? That's amazing.
Yeah, they have 9 different arts. They're all the same card, but they have 9 different arts, and its text is that you can have 9 of them in your deck, which is way more than you're allowed to have of any single card in a deck. Like, you can only have so many. So yeah, it's a very cool card. And
these cards get like, are these collaborations in the digital game as well, or no?
Not all of them. This one is though. Yeah.
Okay. So how does it work then?
Full release.
How does it work then? Like, so like you say there are exactly 9 Nazgul cards. Is that true in the digital game as well? So like once somebody gets a Nazgul card, it's removed from like a digital pool? Or?
Oh, no. Like there's 9 just different ones. There's not exactly 9.
I see. Okay. Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
And you're allowed to have 9 in a deck. Which is kind of cool.
So the last thing I wanted to talk about that I was playing, just kidding, not playing. I bought something. And I really wanted to show it off because you said that you didn't like it. And I really, I like it. So I want to make sure you are forced to reckon with the fact that I now have this hideous Starfield controller as my PC.
You know, it's funny.
Controller now. What's that?
The same day we talked about it that day, Cole Battle texted me like immediately after the podcast with a video of him holding the controller and like then sending me a text being like, "Look at this fucking dope ass Starfield controller I got." I was like, yeah, dude.
All your friends are turning against you, man.
No, I mean, this is the beauty of the world we live in, you know? Not everything's for everybody. You fuck with that, I don't. You can have it, and I'll get, what I like. But, yeah.
I think Yeah, I mean, I was like fucking. I was playing a game with my. I had the original Elite controller from a long time ago, and the D-pad is so
Yeah.
busted on that thing, um, that I was like, "Fuck, man, I can't do this anymore." So like, I went online and looked, and they were actually kind of sold out in a lot of places. But I managed to track one down at a GameStop, and they shipped it to me. Um,
Nice.
yeah, it's nice. Man, you know what's funny? All controllers are just really nice now. Like,
Yeah.
like in general, like PlayStation 5 and Xbox controllers just feel really nice.
Yep.
So like when I opened it, even compared to the Elite, which was like the nicest at the time, controller that I picked this thing up and I was like, damn, this thing feels fucking great. I mean, it's obviously not as heavy as the Elite and it doesn't have as many features, but
Right.
the one thing that really let me down though is the I thought that maybe they would do a like a metal D-pad because it's like shiny. It looks kind of metallic. It's just plastic.
Right.
It's just shiny plastic.
Okay.
I kind of hate that. But the triggers are translucent, which I think is cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know, and it's it is Bluetooth, but I do still have the dongle, so I'll just use that. But the old Xbox controllers were not Bluetooth, which I totally forgot about. Which is very strange to think about. But I think I'm going to play Amnesia the Bunker also. I think that's next for me. Like, but I want to do it like, I want to stream it like how I do. I jump in the Discord sometimes and play something. And I want to do that just so I don't get so scared because it seems really scary.
For sure. That's the only way I'd be able to play that type of stuff as well. I can't just do it in the ether. I'll give myself anxiety.
It seems terrifying. Okay, so I did not come in here with much of an agenda beyond that, but I do think one thing has happened since we talked last.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you watch the Nintendo Direct?
No, actually. That's crazy you say that because I've seen like a few snips of what it showed and I was like, is this fucking real? Is this fake? Because there were some cool things in there, right? Like unexpected. I totally keep forgetting to watch it though when I sit down and like get on YouTube and shit.
Yeah. So it was kind of funny because we were talking about it like at the time.
Right before. Yeah.
Yeah, like saying it's kind of weird that they didn't have one of these. And then literally 2 days after we recorded, they announced one for like a day or two later.
Yeah.
It's because I have a direct line to... Is it Iwata? No, he's dead. No, Iwata's dead.
He's very dead.
Who is the president now?
Bowser.
Oh, Doug Bowser. That's right. Fucking Doug Bowser. Yeah, Doug. Me and Doug go way back. That's why I remembered his name. So, so I have a direct line to Mr. Bowser, and he made it happen. I mean, he was like, "These guys are right. We're gonna throw it direct in. We're gonna make it cool. We're gonna announce, all the stuff that we need to do. Switch 2, the Wii U Plus, the new Wii U, such a success." First time. So they're like, you got a double dip on that. So yeah. Anyway. Oh god, Metroid Prime 4 gameplay. Everything the people want.
Yeah.
No, I watched it. I say watched. I skipped around past stuff I didn't care about, but tell me, what is the deal with this Pokemon Violet and Scarlet stuff? Like, people seem really stoked about that.
What? I haven't watched it. I don't know.
You don't know anything? Like, they like announced like a new like region and like new area, new gyms. I don't know. I'm like, it seems like an expansion, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it looks sizable. So
all right. Yeah, I'm skimming through it right now. What I will say is, I mean, the same thing I've been saying about Scarlet and Violet is it's really a fucking goddamn shame that they didn't like give it the proper extra time like they do things like Tears of the Kingdom and other like main Nintendo releases where they finish it and then they polish and optimize it for like a fucking year so that it actually isn't a just heaping load of dog shit running on the Switch. Instead, they just fucking make Pokemon pump out shit constantly.
Do you think that's Nintendo, or do you think the Pokemon Company is just so greedy that they can't possibly miss a deadline?
It's greed coming from somewhere, and they're able to get away with it, and they know that. And I think this is the first time we ever saw like real backlash that catered some kind of response from them about like the performance of a Pokemon game since they started coming out on Switch.
Yeah.
But I don't know what part of the system is like, fuck it, just push it out. I don't know. Or if it's all three, because there's like a split ownership over the Pokemon IP.
Yeah.
Pokemon Company, Game Freak, and Nintendo.
Yeah.
And I know Nintendo has a bar for quality, so it has to be the other two parties. Or I don't know which one though, or both.
Yeah.
I don't know. I imagine the dev side wants more time. If I had to guess, Game Freak wants to put more love into their projects than they're getting allowed. So it has to be Pokemon Company who is pushing for constant releases, if I had to guess, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's very strange because I think
but this looks awesome. Sorry to cut you off right there.
No.
This all looks fucking dope. I can't wait for this. I love this game. Like, I genuinely am like getting really hyped seeing this shit.
Are you good? And it's funny, in the trailer it looks like it's running better, which made me laugh.
It does, yeah. I would hope, maybe there's like some quality of life improvements.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, we can move on from Pokemon. There's not a lot to say that hasn't already been said, but it is strange that like a series that is so beloved and makes so much money just isn't willing to like take a longer dev cycle to
it makes
kind
no
of
sense.
tighten stuff up. But I mean that's how things go, I guess.
And I mean to that point too, it's like the teams are also like kind of small compared to like the amount of money they make. It's like the most profitable media franchise I think on the fucking planet.
Yeah, definitely.
And like, not that Game Freak is like indie dev team like size, but considering the amount of money they make, they could be like making their own fucking console and putting Pokemon out on it. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And I don't know. They just like really don't dump all their resources in.
Yeah. I mean,
Myth Force.
It's funny too because the core of these games does not change all that often. So I'm always fascinated about where those development resources are going to, if not polish and but anyway,
pockets.
I mean, I'm not. Yeah. I'm not a fucking developer, so maybe there's something that's happening here that I'm just not familiar with. Pocket Monsters. Sonic Superstars. Big Sonic fan.
Fun fact.
Uh-huh.
Sonic's the first video game I ever played as a child.
I could see
so
that.
It has a special place in my heart. Yeah.
I could see
I
that.
have liked a variety of Sonic games over the years, but most of the time I have very low expectations or hype for any Sonic release. And I've gotten like bored and burnt out of the classic Sonic formulas, both 3D and 2D.
Yeah.
And Sonic Frontiers, or is that what the new one was called? It was like the
open world
open area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the most interested I've been in a Sonic game in a long time, and I still haven't played it just because I don't want to spend money on it and maybe hate it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like a Sonic game. This Yeah, skimmed right through that though.
It has 4-player co-op, and I'll just say this about this: I love that the logo has. It's called Superstars. It has 4 stars around it, and each star, the color of each star corresponds to one of the 4 characters that you can play as. That is just
Yeah,
good.
I like that.
That's good branding. I'm like I was stoked about that.
Yeah,
I will
like
not. I will not play this game.
No, I will not either.
Let's kind of skip to shit that's actually interesting. I don't remember. There's the Persona 5 Tactics thing. They showed more stuff on that. It seemed okay.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of fucking new Detective Pikachu game. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very strange. I forgot. To be honest, I forgot that there wasn't just a movie the first time.
Right,
You
yeah,
know?
because it was like a end of the life of the 3DS kind of game. Came out like in the last few years of the 3DS.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I didn't care about Detective Pikachu at all.
Yeah, there's always been like a bunch of offshoot Pokemon games, like the Mystery Dungeons and whatever, and all that I've never really played.
Yeah, that's where all that extra budget's going.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they got to make 9 games at once. Super Mario RPG.
I'm pretty excited about that. I've always liked the turn-based Mario games. They're actually usually pretty good. And this is the only one I didn't play, so for it to get like a remake is interesting.
Yeah, I've never played this one either. I think, what was it, Super Nintendo for this one originally?
Yeah, it's really old.
Yeah,
really old.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played it, or if I have, I just don't remember. But there's like a Peach game, I guess.
Like another game in this direct with Peach?
Yeah. They said
I don't see that.
It was like right at the end of the Super Mario RPG trailer. They like showed off like a teaser.
Oh wow, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
How did I skip right through that somehow? Okay, interesting. You know, we'll see how that goes, but I've always thought it'd be really interesting if they made a Legend of Zelda game that was like you start as Link, typical thing, whatever, and the whole like first area maybe or chunk of the game, like your first kind of main quest is like about you getting caught and then playing as Zelda the rest of the time.
yeah, like they should do more interesting shit like that for sure. I mean,
yeah. I would like that.
It looks like they're also remaking one of the Luigi's Mansion games or something.
Yeah, I was wondering what that was too at the end there with Luigi.
Like maybe the 3DS one or the original.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did they ever re-release the original? Honestly, no idea.
I don't know. Not that I know of. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Arkham Trilogy. Yeah, there wasn't a lot that I was interested in this thing. Fucking Dragon Quest. Pikmin 4 looks like a Pikmin game, but
Yep.
That's good enough. They're all really good.
Yep.
I did not play the last one, which brings me great shame.
Yeah, I've only played 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So I guess same. Yeah, I haven't played the last one then. And 1 and 2 are just so good.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to imagine, like, I don't know, something about it. The idea of 3 being even better is like, it kind of like overwhelms my brain. Like, I don't know if I'm ready to.
Was that the take at the time that it was the best?
I don't know.
I don't know
I'm
either.
not sure.
I remember not really hearing much about it, so I was like, it must not be great then.
I don't think anyone played it.
Yeah, that's fair.
It was a Wii U originally, I think, right? Maybe not.
Well, um, you will have a chance to play Metal Gear Solid on the Switch. All of
Yeah, I
them.
saw that.
Not even just
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid, actually. Metal Gear. They specifically called it the Metal Gear Master Collection, not Metal Gear Solid, because they put the Nintendo.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know. Is it just the Nintendo versions? Maybe it's not. Maybe it's also the PC engine or whatever the fuck they were. But yeah, don't play Snake's Revenge. That game sucks. Um, I'm actually really excited that they're re-releasing these. I don't know that I would play it on the Switch, but they need to keep these games current because I think they all hold up really well even now. So like people not being able to play them on whatever current generation we're in is a fucking shame.
Yeah.
And that's in October. So um yeah, man, this fucking this direct I remember just being like none of this is interesting to me. Um that Star Ocean game
Uh
looks kind of weird. Did you see that?
nah. I mean, I'm sure it kind of went
So
past it a little bit.
so they're doing like a um like Octopath Traveler pixelated character design,
Hmm.
but in 3D realistic environments.
Hmm.
So you have like a pixelated character in like a world that looks like a normal game. It's strange.
Yeah. Interesting.
But when I was a kid, I really liked Star Ocean. So I don't know.
Yeah. I've always heard that. It was one of those things I always kind of missed out on. But yeah, I've only heard people that like played it when we were younger praise it.
Yeah. Yeah, that one To the End of Time was an amazing game.
Yeah.
They're doing a WarioWare game.
Yeah. I actually that was one of the things that um excited me the most, other than the Pokemon. I love WarioWare games, and that one actually looks
It does look
a
like
lot more different,
yeah.
like different games that they haven't done before. So I'm excited.
It does look good. Yeah, it does. I used to love WarioWare games. I haven't played them in a really long time, but um, yeah, they dedicated a lot of time to that too.
Yeah, they showed a lot
How about new?
into it.
How about new Super Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
I personally don't care for 2D Mario. That has come and gone for me. That's like a relic that we keep around for like the nostalgia's sake. Honestly, I mean, I'm sure, you know, I'm sure the newborns like some 2D platforming too, but yeah, if it's not something like Celeste or, you know, something actually taking like 2D platforming in a like different, unique twist, like this is just more Mario, and I'm sure he'll have new fucking powers or hats he can put on or whatever the fuck. I'm sure the level design is immaculate because they've been doing this the longest, you know,
Yeah.
more than almost anybody else. So I'm sure it's good, but I don't care about 2D Mario anymore. I want Odyssey 2. I want the next 3D Mario that's going to blow my mind.
Yeah.
Me personally.
I wouldn't play it either way. But I will say I felt the same way you did until I saw Mario stretch out and get really tall. See that?
Yeah, I saw that.
That shit. I was like, all right, maybe I should play this, you know? Like just maybe I should check it out. I want to stretch out and be tall Mario. That seems fun. I don't know.
Oh yeah, bro.
It's co-op, which I think is the reason to play this kind of thing at this point.
Yeah.
Like just just hang out with your friends. I mean, who knows if there's online? I assume there is. Who knows if it works? But
Yeah.
if you had like a family, like kids or something, doing couch co-op for this must be both fun and fucking infuriating. Yeah. And that was the direct. So how many Switches will you be buying?
I just put my order in for a fucking whole case, bro. I'm just like,
Hell
fuck it,
yeah,
give me the
dude.
pallet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna become
Why
Switch
risk it?
resellers.
Hmm. That's what I do, dude. I'm a scalper. How do you think we, pay for this?
Yeah, I gotta pay hosting costs. Nah, this is. I feel like usually there's a direct, and I'm interested in at least half of the stuff.
Yeah.
But as is known about me, I hate fun, so nothing here really
Right.
engages me. Pikmin 4 is like the closest I get to being excited about something, and that game does look really good, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I gotta play Tears of the Kingdom.
I feel you. Yeah, I do too. I don't know if I ever will, but one day maybe.
I think that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, kind of what you were saying. I didn't really have a topic when you asked. I was just down to do it. So
Yeah. I think it's nice to touch base, keep it going.
Yeah,
give the fans what they want.
The show.
Give the
hungry out there.
fans what they want. They're fiending.
They want it. We got it.
Thanks for chatting. Thanks for listening. We'll be back. I think by the next time we talk, I may be done with Final Fantasy. I'm like moving at a pace that
Really?
I'm really moving through that game. I mean, I'm
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool.
I don't think it's super long either. Like I heard like 30, 40 hours, something like that.
Okay.
So I think like if I had a good day where I could just sit and crush it, I would do it.
Yeah.
I would do it.
Oh yeah, dude.
We already said goodbye, but one last thing. Are you going to see the Indiana Jones movie?
I think I'll watch on Disney Plus. I'm not in a rush to go see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just curious.
I am probably going to go see the Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah, I heard good things.
I've heard it's like the most Wes Anderson thing ever. And if that's what you like, then I'm sure,
Yeah.
I'll like it because I love Wes Anderson's shit. So his style resonates with me a lot. Yeah, so I'm debating going to see that. And then Oppenheimer, I'm probably going to go see.
Yeah, I will definitely see that.
But other than that, I'm pretty much chilling on all these other movies that have been coming out.
Okay. I think the Dungeons and Dragons movie's on Netflix now.
Nice.
Definitely. Did you watch it yet or no?
No.
I recommend
I didn't know it was on Netflix. I don't have Netflix anymore because I was sharing with somebody, and now you can't do that.
Oh shit. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. They took that away, didn't they? Now you have to pay.
Separately.
Through something I have a free Paramount Plus thing.
Ooh.
So that's how I watched it.
Nice.
That movie's really good.
Yeah, I'm interested in watching it for sure.
I liked it. All right, folks.
Good shit.
Peace. You want to play Diablo?
Yes, I do. But are you still recording?
Yes.
We need to sync again, just in case.
Yeah.
All right.